Alright folks, TheKiest's here, and this is my OPERI for Tekken Calibur. And we'll talk about Tekken Calibur Crusade 6, which took place in November, the weekend before Thanksgiving, which would have been the 23rd. First time it was on a Saturday. Heard people wanted it, but what are you gonna do? So pretty much, as you already know, Tekken and Soul Calibur only event. Which, if you've seen my other ones, you know that I'm starting to like the idea of these, I don't know, Highlander events or single scene events, as opposed to doing what the majors do and have all the events come together. Because you're already going to do that for majors anyway, so I think at the local level it might be better to just give each game and scene its own monthly, I guess. So I'm kind of rotating this between this and Street Fighter. I'll add other stuff if the other scenes need it, but other than that, that's kind of all this one is. So pretty much venue, close quarters again, just like before. Just go in, talk to the owner, get a date. Went with the Saturday because people wanted a Saturday, even though more people, I think, actually prefer Sunday, it turns out. I'll alternate, so next one will be Sunday, next one will be Saturday, so on and so on. So stream, we had Matchstick, kind of the same deal, see if he's available. If he isn't, I get my buddy Soul. Staff, we had Zion, and then this time we had Solmarian, or Abbott, for those who know, for doing SC6. I was going to have Maxim Ace, but she was busy because she thought it was going to be a Sunday, because they're usually on Sundays too, so that's alright. This time, not much on the flare ends, except for maybe the amateur bracket. And making Jenga official, where you could actually pre-reg for it and stuff, so. Execution. This time I did the setup alone. I guess it's more preparation though, so pretty much just setup. Mostly me this time. It was the holidays. I was kind of in already, so I was like, yeah, I'm in. Might as well do everything I can on my own, which turned out to be pretty much everything, so. Didn't really change that much compared to what we usually do, even though close quarters got new couches and stuff, so it actually made a nice new lounge area, which is cool, so. Yeah, pretty much execution, took reg, stream had audio issues, but that's barely even worth noticing, because every stream has audio issues. SC6 had, I think both had 9 entrants, so SC6 9 entrants, and SC2 9 entrants. Wi-Fi wasn't working, and then we came to the T7 bracket. You know, seating with Komotos and competitive casual again really helped. And then when we had the TC amateur, yeah, it all just went well. And then finals ended, I think, roughly like 9:30, 10. Have to check on that. And then we actually stayed till like 4 because people from other members showed up, so I was like, alright, we'll stay up. Really, we could have been done at any time, but it was just like, people are here, I'm here, I didn't have to work the next day, whatever. So, pretty much, I guess on the reflection side, it's kind of like, I was hoping we'd hit 30, but only, well, I guess we hit 30 uniques, I should say that. So we hit 30 uniques, but I was really hoping to get, I was hoping for 30 plus for Tekken. And the reason for that has to do with, like, amateur. Amateur needs criteria based on total entrance. Because, like, there was actually, when you have 24, you can't have 1 and 2s easily if you're not including buys. I mean, you can, but you might not. It's possible, but you might not. So we could have just done 0 and 2 and it would have been fine. So I'll just kind of like do that next time. So it'd be like 0 and 2s if there's under 32. 1 and 2s if there's under 64, and so on. Brackets all went really smoothly, except for amateur, and by that I mean, like, I was interrupted frequently during my amateur matches. Zion had to play amateur. Abbott had already left because he was only there to do Soul Calibur. Even if Ace was there, you know, she might have interrupted me too, but pretty much, like, I'd either get talked to while I was in the middle of my match, or Abbott, because they assumed that, like, I wasn't in bracket when I was in bracket. I also had people who knew they were up next, were told repeatedly they were up next, and then they didn't go up next. So then I'd have to stop my match to, like, make sure the main bracket actually continued. So pretty much just means I have to either not go enter amateur myself, or I have to make sure I have another guy on standby. So I can't enter or get another person to help with stuff. So stream and commentary went well. Actually, I think about it, I don't know if you got the audio to work. I think you might have just had the globe. Or you had the globe for a bit. But, you know, it's... You can only do so much. It's like, you can plan all you want, and then you go in the next day, and even though you say, like, hey, don't shut the power off, the power gets shut off some other way, and it's like, great, now I have to do this all over. So, okay, iteration. So I kind of have this from last time. Teams, probably not. I need 32 more consistently before we do teams. And I know a lot of people, I'm getting half and half these days. I really prefer the survivor mode for teams, because otherwise you're just doing 3 one-on-ones. I don't like repeating what we've already done, or already are doing, so the point of the teams is to kind of like spice that up for the showing. It's like still skill with Tekken, okay? Because this kind of goes into line that a lot of casual Smash players have, is like, is it really a platformer fighter when you are not tested on your platforming? But as far as like a fighting game goes, you know, you should never be dropping rounds. So it's a personality. So then if you're playing the game to win the best of 3 format, that kind of means you're allowed to make mistakes. And I get the idea is you get more, the more rounds in games you have, the more mental chess you have against the other guy. But I feel in a best of 1, especially when each round counts, especially when you're doing offline too anyway, I feel like it definitely strengthens more on like the raw technical aspect of the game. But that's kind of a whole different ballgame. The point is that like they're two enough different formats that I kind of want to leave it that way. It's why doubles is more popular in a way, is that, or doubles in Smash Brothers, it is way more popular than teams in the other games, because it actually is a different format. 2-on-2s is a completely different meta, completely different tier list, different strats, different stage choices. You get players who are much better with someone else because, you know, the sum of 2 parts are just, I'm sorry, it's 2 players playing on a team is greater than the sum of both their parts sometimes. Different mentalities. I'm just going to repeat different strats because it's that important on it. And Tekken teams, you don't have any of that ever. Like, you don't. You have a simple who can beat who, but if you're doing that, you might as well just make your teams and then just like calculate all that through a normal bracket anyway. Like, it doesn't add anything, I don't think. So I'd rather not run it. Maybe if you got, you know, maybe Tekken Calibur got to the point where it's like super big and teams is like that much demanded like the regular types, then I would do it. But since teams aren't even demanded at all, and the last team tournaments we've had are pretty hype and stuff, but I guess the one thing I'll do is I'm either going to put Tag 1 or Tekken 3 in next. Probably Tag 1 because I have a setup. Jabber would come and he'd have a setup. We can already kind of stream it. PS2. Even if we don't stream it, not a big deal. They have a PS2 at the venue. Zion has a copy of it, so we have 2 setups for it, maybe even 3. So, like I said, amateur clarity, which I kind of put more in reflection, but you know, it's something I have to add to. May even make it round robin. I don't really know. Probably bracket's good enough because it's a dollar entry. We kind of want to get through and stuff. So, this was left over from my last one, but I'll be doing pretty much. The next time will be like. The next one's going to be February. I'm actually hoping to have Feb, April, and June Tekken Caliburs lined up. Now I will admit that the June for Tekken Calibur is most likely going to be a Father's Day weekend again, because there's too much stuff. There's like you have like usually Outer Haven does like one of their big Reflex regional up in Cleveland that month. Then you have Colossicon. Then you have and then you have CEO or like some other major or something. And it's usually bad to do it right after yeah, it's just that's already 3 of the 4, and so usually that 4th is Father's Day. So I don't know yet. We'll see. I'd have to schedule it during another event if I want to avoid Father's Day, which maybe Tekken doesn't care about Colossicon as much. Maybe they do, especially if it's on Sunday. Then you technically could go to Colossicon, come back on Sunday when you're not doing anything on Colossicon anyway. Also, yeah, but again, it depends on the other events. I kind of want to schedule them now, because Tekken Calibur is getting to the size where even if there was a major event the day before, at least it's going to be on Sunday, and I know I can get the 24 entrants to cover the venue, so that kind of works out. So next one will probably be Tag 1, Soul Calibur 2, and some Soul Calibur 2, Tekken 7, Tekken 7 Amateur, Soul Calibur 6. And this will probably be $5 entry or something. I'm hoping Soul Calibur 2 or Soul Calibur 6 gets more people with the patch, but I guess we'll find out over the next few months. Next one won't be till February. Don't have the date yet, but I'm hoping I'll have the date. Like I said, when I get the date for February, I'm going to get the date for April and June as well. So we'll have those. So stay tuned. I think that covers it for this OPERI. So until next time, folks. Bye-bye.